Have you heard the rumors going around that your SASSA grant, whether it's the old age grant, disability grant, or the SRDR 370, might be stopped in July 2025? Let's get straight to it. There's been a wave of panic and confusion lately among grant recipients, especially our seniors and those living with disabilities. WhatsApp forwards, social media posts, even taxi conversations are buzzing with fear. SASSA is cutting us off. But is that really true? Here's what's happening. As of July 2025, SASSA is not cancelling existing grants, but, and this is very important, there are new verification checks and system changes rolling out. These changes are part of the Department of Social Development's plan to tighten fraud controls, ensure only qualified individuals receive support, and to prepare for the national budget shifts expected in the 2025/2026 financial year. If you're receiving the old age grant, your payment will continue as long as your biometric verification is up to date and your banking and ID details haven't changed or flagged any inconsistencies. For disability grant recipients, there are medical reassessments being reintroduced for long-term beneficiaries. You might receive an SMS or letter asking you to come in. Do not ignore this. Failing to respond could result in your payment being suspended, not because you don't qualify, but because of missed paperwork. Now, for the millions depending on the SRDR 370, the situation is more delicate. The grant is still active through July, but its future beyond October 2025 is under review. Treasury and SASSA are negotiating whether it becomes permanent or changes form entirely. So yes, your July payment is coming, but you must reapply monthly as always. In this video, I'll explain what steps to take now to avoid any disruption, how to check your grant status, and what's really happening behind the scenes at SASSA. No rumors, just facts. Stay with me, because missing this info could mean missing your money. As we move forward from that cliffhanger, let me walk you through exactly what's happening, why it matters, and what you need to do right now to protect your grant, avoid unnecessary headaches, and continue receiving the essential support you rely on. I've spoken to SASSA officials, keeping it real so you don't have to worry about worrying twice. So let's dive deeper, because this isn't merely another update, it's your means to a more peaceful, secure life. First, let's talk about biometric checks and record accuracy, because this is the heartbeat of SASSA's system. Over the past few months, they've been implementing stricter identity verification measures. Inside the system, every payment cycle, your fingerprint or facial recognition, if your device supports it, is cross-checked against what's in their database. If it doesn't match, perhaps you changed branches, switched banks, or had a recent update to your ID, it triggers a flag. Then the payment is put on hold until you physically verify yourself at a SASSA office. Now, I know this can feel like double trouble. First, you go through the trouble of applying, and then you face this again and again. But really, this step is there to protect you. Imagine someone else mistakenly tapping into your hard-earned grant. This verification is a safeguard. What you should do is simple. Keep your details updated. You might have moved, changed your bank, or even lost your ID. We all misplace things sometimes. The key is, don't wait until the payments stop. Take the initiative, log into your SASSA portal, check your profile, and make sure the bank account number matches what's on file. If unsure, pop into your nearest SASSA office or call their helpline to confirm if any document's missing or needs renewing. Speaking of missing documents, that brings us to the disability grant reassessments. These are back, yes, even for folks receiving longer-term support. This isn't a sign that they don't trust you. Instead, it reflects a shift from the days when you received a grant for life after your initial term. Now, to ensure fairness, roughly every 2 to 3 years, many recipients are required to go in for reassessment. You'll receive either a letter in your mailbox or an SMS directing you to attend a medical committee appointment. The moment you see that message, don't brush it aside, grab it by the hand and attend. Missing it could mean automatic suspension of your payment, and you don't want that. I know it sounds like another layer of bureaucracy, but listen, attending doesn't mean they doubt you. Instead, it shows you care about keeping your support secure. When you visit, you'll meet with a panel, typically medical professionals who know their work. They'll simply check on your condition, ask how things are going, and ensure the granting is still appropriate. After that, you leave and SASSA updates your file. Not the slippery slope some people fear. It's just a routine confirmation, and it keeps everything legal and above board. Let's shift focus now to the R370 Social Relief of Distress, SRD Grant. Millions depend on this payment. And I want to be frank with you. In July 2025, yes, you'll get your R370 wired straight into your account or sent to your cell phone. But let's not close our eyes to the bigger picture. The SRD has been a reprieve during tough economic times. Job losses, rising prices, and Treasury and other departments are currently hashing out whether it will stay exactly as it is after October, evolve into something more permanent, or perhaps change in terms of amount and frequency. We simply don't have confirmation yet. So what you must do now is simple. Continue to reapply online every month. This is non-negotiable. If you slip up, you might miss out, and that R370 might be harder to reclaim. Here's a key note. There are misconceptions circulating about automatic renewal. That doesn't exist. Every single month since 2021, through thick and thin, you've had to renew your application, and yes, it's inconvenient. But missing just one renewal means missing 1 month's payment. You might be thinking, I did it last month. Surely it's still active? Unfortunately, no. The system doesn't carry over, but don't worry. Staying up to date is easy. You log on to the SRD website, confirm your details, and press submit. Within a few minutes, you'll get an SMS telling you if you qualify, and if for some reason you're declined, say you've already been employed or your financial situation changed, they'll tell you why. That way, you're not left in the dark, wondering what happened. Now, I know some of you have been through this cycle for years. Sometimes the system feels like it moves at its own pace. And amidst worry about whether budgets will shrink or programs will be cancelled, it's normal to feel uneasy. So here's my best advice. Track your payments monthly, keep screenshots of every SMS, get into the habit of checking your bank statement on paydays, and if a payment doesn't arrive by the last business day, don't wait until it's too late. Open a ticket with SASSA, bring your documents and ask them why. Don't assume the worst, that you're being booted out or that you missed an email. They handle thousands of cases and sometimes a glitch happens. Being proactive, cut through that. We've talked about verification, reassessments, and renewals. Now, let's dive into the financial landscape and budget planning behind these grants. The national budget process shapes decisions with significant ripple effects. In early 2025, Finance Minister released a budget blueprint forecasting service cutbacks and reassessment programs. However, SASSA grants across all three categories, old age, disability, and SRD, were left intact for the upcoming year. That means July 2025 will bring no changes to your payment amount or eligibility criteria, if nothing else shifts. But after October, changes could be on the horizon depending on the national budget debates. This isn't speculation. Official statements have confirmed it. And here's what it means for you. Your current payments are safe for now, but it's wise to watch government announcements in September and October. Let's look at two very different seniors first. There's Mrs. Khumalo, 78, living in Soweto. She's on the old age grant and recently updated her bank details after opening a new account. She went into SASSA, got her fingerprint re-registered, and she's been receiving July's payment without a hitch. She didn't wait until things stopped. She acted early. That's what I want for you. On the other hand, there's Mr. Jacobs, a disability grant recipient from Port Elizabeth, who saw an SMS telling him he missed his medical appointment. Shocked, he thought, they're cancelling me. But actually, it was just a missed appointment. When he went to the clinic, met the panel, and proved his condition, they fixed his status. Back pay included. Crisis averted, yes. Panic avoided, even better. There's power in preparation. A younger couple, the Mthembus, depend on SRD. Last month, the application system glitched and didn't send their SMS confirmation. Since they screenshot each month's SMS, they showed proof and got their July payment without delay. No stress, no worry. Those kinds of small habits, simple but effective, make a huge difference. Now, I want to talk about community support because no one should go through this alone. There are help desks and NGOs across the country, from Cape Town to Kruger, who provide free assistance with applications, documents, renewals, even transportation reimbursements for SASSA visits. Some are local churches or charities set up specifically to help older adults or people with disabilities. Often, they speak your language, know your concerns, and will sit with you through the whole process, step by step. That's priceless. There are also WhatsApp groups set up by neighborhood support networks where volunteers post alerts. SASSA office under maintenance this week, or new SRD window opened until next Friday. If you're not already in one, ask a family member or contact your local community center to join. Having that real-time on-the-ground intel can be the difference between receiving or missing a payment. In every province, SASSA offices follow broadly the same rules, but staff numbers and queue lengths vary. At big offices, it might take hours, At smaller branches, you might walk in, do your business, and walk out in under an hour. So plan wisely. You might want to go early in the morning, midweek. Avoid Mondays and Fridays when lines tend to be long. Bathrooms are available in some offices, not all, so bring water, snacks, tissues, especially if you have mobility issues. You don't need to go alone. A friend or family member can help, particularly useful if you need to stand in queues or carry documents. 2 heads, 1 win. Let's talk about digital access too. For some of you, forcing apps or sites can feel like pushing your memory. Don't worry, you don't need to be tech savvy. The SRD website is built to be straightforward. Click apply/check status, answer basic questions, name, ID number, income, and press submit and confirm. If you struggle, pop into a local library or an NGO hub. They often have computers and staff ready to assist. Alternatively, SASSA offices have kiosks and staff who can help you log in and verify documents. It's all free and it's your right. Now, a question. What if you missed a deadline? Say you forgot to reapply 1 month or missed your reassessment medical appointment. Don't assume the system is closed forever. They've built in catch-up windows. For SRD, you can still apply within 7 days post-deadline, though your payment might be delayed slightly. For disability, if you missed your appointment, go as soon as you can. Explain your situation and they'll usually reschedule. The rule of thumb, don't wait for payments to vanish. The moment something seems off, an automated SMS telling you pending verification or information incorrect, act immediately. You might ask, why do they make it so complicated? Well, they're balancing multiple big challenges, ensuring resources reach those most in need while preventing fraud or duplication. South Africa's grant system supports millions monthly, roughly 17 million people combined across all categories. That's massive. With so many transactions, they need accuracy, regulation, and verification to prevent misuse. These systems aren't about catching you, they're about protecting the system so funding doesn't dry up. The tipping point comes when misuse overwhelms the system and payments start slipping. So what SASSA is doing is necessary, but you don't have to feel the brunt. Stay informed, keep your records clean, and lean on community support. Let me close this section with a few key reminders. First, verify your bank and ID details now. Don't wait until next month. Second, book or keep track of your medical reassessment appointment if you receive a disability grant. Third, reapply for SRD every month and save all SMS confirmations. Fourth, connect with local support networks, either to help or to be helped. Fifth, if anything seems off, speak up, call the SASSA helpline, visit the office, or raise a ticket online. Silence doesn't help. Now, what's ahead in 2026 and beyond? Right now, SASSA is planning a centralized digital verification system that will link ID, bank, and payment status in real time. When that launches, you might see automated flags prompting earlier reminders if a bank account doesn't match or if a fingerprint can't be read. The upside? Faster resolution, fewer delays, and possibly even SMS alerts that say, "Hi, we couldn't verify your details. Please respond within 7 days." The downside? You'll need to be on it promptly, but overall it should mean fewer missed payments, and if we all know about it early, no one gets left behind. You remember the banker analogy I mentioned in the hook. Funds get transferred out of Treasury and into accounts. That pipeline is strong, but it depends on clean metadata. So when SASSA contacts you, notifies you, treat it like an alarm bell, not a bully. Open it, respond, attend. That way, the money keeps flowing and your peace of mind stays intact. I can't stress enough how routine this is. Every year it's the same cycle. Update, reapply, reconfirm. If broken down into daily routines, it's far smoother. So pick a day, like the first Monday of every month, to check your SRD. Call a friend or child to help with the online portal and keep a folder, digital or physical, of your confirmations. At the bottom of that folder, write next check and stick with it year round. If you do this, tailored to your grant type, old age, disability, or SRD, you'll avoid pitfalls, unnecessary trips, and worst of all, unpaid months. Keep doing what you've been doing, living with dignity, security, and knowledge, and know that when trust fails in systems, rumors rise. But when preparation meets action, peace follows. That's why I'm giving you this guide, because July 2025 will come and go. It will be business as usual, or almost, and when October and the budget talk arrives, you'll already be ahead of the curve. You'll already be prepared. So this isn't alarmism, it's empowerment. It's you saying, yes, I belong. Yes, I deserve this. And yes, I'm going to keep it in the right way by the book. So as you move forward tomorrow and the next day, set one little goal. Check these things. Keep your details accurate, reapply, keep records, head to appointments, work with your community, and above all, remember, this grant isn't some privilege you might lose if you don't scramble. It's an entitlement you've earned. And with the right steps, you'll keep earning it without stress. So breathe, smile, and remember, a smooth July 2025 starts with what you do today.